ביאור משנה ד'. משנה ד'. משנה זו דנה בסוגי נשק שונים. Oh, it's a very nice one. And this Mishnah comes to deal with all types of arms. שאיש צבא יוצא בהם, גם שלא בשעת מלחמה. That people used to go out with them, also not at the time of war. Like you see it still today, by the way, especially from World War II. When the World War II veterans go out to their parades, they have a sword, they have the thing, it's like, you know. And even in the Arab culture, today not so much, but in the old time, you see the Arabs all the time walk with the knife on, with this like a round sword on themselves. It was part, if you're a dignified man, you would carry a weapon. Yeah. It was always today signs of dignitary. Today too. I don't know. Nowadays you carry a gun. By the way, that's what we're going to discuss again.
Yeah,
very
it's the same thing.
So the question is, im nechshavim. Today, not so much. I'll tell you why. The gun, you won't be able to use an excuse. Because most people carry it hidden. So it's not full look. It's not a tachshit.
Oh.
It's not a tachshit.
Right.
It's a tool.
Okay.
It's a tool for sure. Most women carry it as a tool, not as a tachshit. But in the old time, they used to carry it as a tachshit, as a jewelry, not as a tool. Unless you go in Texas, you know, where these guys walk with the guns.
Pickup,
guns. And they have the guns all the time on their hips. Yeah. Maybe over there you can say in Texas, these guys are a tachshit. Yeah. But regular guys like us, no. In Arizona, okay. Not yet.
I definitely agree.
Not yet, yeah. But the knives, for sure, in the old times, you can imagine, you can see it.
כן, אני זוכר.
אם נחשבים הם כמסע או כתכשיט?
ליגיונרים. זה מה זה ליגיונר? זה היה לו חרב, הוא היה הולך עם החרב, זה ליגיונר.
But not just when he was on duty. He would always walk this way. ונחלקו בזה חכמים ורבי אליעזר. We're going to have a מחלוקת חכמים and רבי אליעזר. The question is it called jewelry or not? That's the question. What is it? Is it jewelry or not? In the old times, these swords, these nice ornate swords, is that jewelry or not? Let's see. So, לא יצא האיש, a person should not go out, בשבת לרשות הרבים, on Shabbat to the public domain, לא בסייף, not with a sword, לא בקשת, not with a bow, ולא בתריס, and not with a shield, ולא בעלה, and not in עלה.
בוטן, איך קוראים לזה?
בטון.
בטון.
Yeah. מקל שראשו עבה ככדור. It's a stick that it's very heavy on the top. Like there's a ball on the top. So that's one explanation of עלה. ויש מפרשים תריס. There are those who explain what a תריס. היינו בגן בצורה משולשת. תריס is a shield which is a triangular. ועלה is not a baton. Allah is also a shield, it's just round. היינו מגן עגול. It's a shield which is round. שניהם עץ. ולא ברומח, and not in a רומח. A רומח is a, how do you call them?
Like כידון.
Yeah. I don't remember the name.
Spear.
A spear, thank you. And not in a spear. שכל אלו אינם נחשבים כלל כמלבוש. Because these for sure are not considered to be garments, or כתכשיט, or like jewelry. ואם יצא, and therefore, if he went out באחד מהדברים האלו בשבת, with one of those things on Shabbat, חייב חטאת. He's obligated to bring a sin offering, because all the things are neither garments, nor are they jewelry. שעבר על איסור תורה, this is Shabbat Israel. This is according to whom? According to the rabbis. The rabbi says, forget about it, they're not tachshit. Rabbi Eliezer comes and says, sorry guys, the Torah says that they are a tachshit. I'm going to find you verses in the Torah that it says that they are tachshit, that they are jewelry. Rabbi Eliezer אומר, תכשיטין הן לא. They are jewelry. How can you tell me they're not jewelry? And then he goes and he brings verses from the Torah. שנאמר in Tehillim, it says in Tehillim, חגור חרבך על ירך, it says, put your sword on your hip, גיבור הודך והדרך. Then you're going to everybody is going to look as you are a glorified man. So it looks like it brings glory. It's not just a tool. It brings beauty. People look at you on a high stature when you're wearing jewelry. וחכמים אומרים, and the sage says, nice try, but we don't accept these verses. I mean, these verses are written. We admit that they're there, but we have a problem with them. Why? Einan ela legna'i. So that's not a good thing. When a person wears this kind of arms, he's not getting more. He's not getting more honor. It's not beautifying him. Klei הנשק אינם תכשיטים. It says it doesn't beautify a person when he wears armor. שאינם נוי לאדם. It doesn't make the person look nicer. אלא גנאי הם לו. It is disgusting for him. So Rabbi Eliezer says, really? Where do you have that from? Where do you got from? He says, we have a proof. We have a proof for sure that they are not jewelry. But he says, I have a proof from Tehillim that they are jewelry. Where you can bring me a proof that they're not jewelry? Shene'emar, because it says when Mashiach is going to come, it says, what does it say when Mashiach is going to come? It says, Vekatetu charvotam leitim. They're going to turn their swords into plowshares. Vechanitohem lemezmarot. And they're going to turn their spears into scissors, into shearing tools. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev. There's not going to be war between nations. V'lo yilmadu od milchama. And they're not going to do any more war. From here, what is the proof? Ve'ilu hayu tachshitim v'noi la'adam. If we agree with you that they're jewelry, they should be jewelry also
when the Mashiach is here.
When Mashiach is here. So because they will not exist anymore in the future, what does that mean?
This is not tachshit.
This is not jewelry. If in the future it's a tool. It's a tool and it's not jewelry. Because in the future nobody is going to wear them as jewelry. If they were nice, if they were nice and people would think they were nice, they're beautiful, they will continue to use it because they're beautiful. And that's our proof against you, Rabbi Eliezer. And what's Rabbi Eliezer going to say back to them? He didn't give up.
What can he say?
Sure, he says when Mashiach is going to be here, then I'll agree with you. It's not jewelry, but right now,
it's jewelry.
It is jewelry.
How can he say?
And it's exactly the same machloket as we.
The Mashiach is part of the Torah. You can't cut the Mashiach off and say, the Mashiach.
It's exactly the same machloket we had before. We had a tool. You remember we had a tachshit that also had a purpose.
Okay. And
there was a machloket.
Okay.
Some say a jewelry that also has a purpose. Am I going to consider it as jewelry? Or am I consider it as a purpose? So it's exactly the same idea also over here.
Yeah.
Because it has a purpose, it also looks nice, Rabbi Eliezer says. It also looks nice. It looks like Chachamim are going against themselves in the previous Mishnah, but never mind, we're not going to go into this right now. ולא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. וחכמים אינם באים אל... Because I think before...
No, they said you can't have it.
Wasn't Rabbi
Meir... They agreed that you can't have it.
חכמים פותרים them.
הם פותרים, אבל they agreed that she can't go out.
Yeah, but it's only over here.
פותרים מזה.
Yeah, over here it's חייב חטאת.
זה לא ראיתי, עוד לא הגעתי.
No. In the beginning we did say it. it's חייב חטאת, right?
כן.
חייב חטאת.
כן, אם הוא עבר על איסור של תורה.
Yeah, so let's not get into it, it's going to get too complicated. Exactly what's the difference between...
למה שמה הוא לא חייב חטאת?
she doesn't... And over here it is.
And over here it is.
Yeah, because probably over... I don't know, whatever the reason is. Okay. חכמים אינם באים, אלא לפרוש תמו של תנא קמא. Okay. בירית. What about a בירית? Now, what's a בירית? Again, remember the rule. Is it used for yourself or is it used for something else?
For noise.
If it's used for yourself, or either for beauty or for another purpose. I don't care which other purpose.
Okay.
So let's see. Birit, הצעדה על השוק להחזיק בתי השוקיים. This is something you would put on the leg, like a garter, I think you call it. Like you will put it on the leg on top, and women used to, men sometimes do it also, in the old times. Today they don't do it. They put, no, they would put leather, for example, on the top of the leg, and then they will have strings to hold the socks up. From it to hold the socks up. Yeah, the same thing, exactly the same thing. That's exactly. This is a birit. And it's ada על השוק להחזיק בתי השוקיים. Now, sometimes it used to be made out of like a chain, like a silver or whatever they used to make it from. Tehora. It is pure. Now, again, why are we talking about purity? Yeah. Why are we talking purity and impurity? The question is if it things that belong to the person or don't things that don't belong to the person. If it receives purity and not purity. So let's look inside. Eina mekabel tuma. It does not receive impurity. Why not? לפי שאינה עשויה אלא לשימוש בתי השוקיים. It is not for you. It doesn't have a purpose for you. You don't use it to beautify yourself. You don't use it. What is it used for? It's used to keep up the socks. That's the only use. You're wearing it for the purpose of the socks, so not for your purpose. That's right. It's like a gadkes. Yeah, gadkes is not going to receive tuma. והיינו שהיא תשמיש של כלי. In other words, it is used for a vessel and not used for a person. And if it's used for a vessel, it doesn't receive tuma. It doesn't receive impurity. Laws of impurity we're not going to deal with right now.
למה זה לא תשמיש לאדם?
Because it is used for the socks and not for you. If it was tashmish.
If only a socks, the socks is for me.
Yeah, but the socks is for you. This is for the socks.
Okay.
Think about that. The socks is for you. Again, the pants is for you. Okay. The things that hold the pants up, you don't need them. The pants need them. It's for the pants, not for you. Yeah, the same idea.
Yeah. Same
okay.
Magic.
ויוצאין בה בשבת, and she's allowed to go with it out on Shabbat. שכמלבוש היא, because it is a garment. You're going to consider it as a garment. So it says, just a minute, but a garment that, what happens if it falls? Aren't you afraid she's going to carry it in, or she's going to take it off and show her friends? So it says, ואין חוששים שמא האישה תשלפנה בחוץ. You're not afraid of such a thing that the woman is going to take them off. It's like taking off her underwear. Yeah. No woman is going to take off her underwear in the public domain. It's not happening. שלא תגלה שוקה, because who's going to do that? She's going to reveal herself. No woman is going to do that. So you're not worried about it falling down.
So she can go with it.
That's right.
But how they מיישבים את זה, it's not a malbush, it's something for the socks. It's not for
it is part of the malbush.
Oh,
it is for the malbush.
So it's part of the malbush, so it's for you too.
Yeah, not for you too. It's not for you.
It's a part of
but you're allowed to wear it. You're allowed to wear it, and you're not afraid she's going to take it off because you're not going to take it off. Kvalim. Now, what is this kvalim? ביריות שיש להם שלשלת של כסף או של מתכת אחרת. Now, כבלים are... I'll tell you the story from the Gemara. The Gemara, there's a story in Gemara that in Yerushalayim there used to be a family that they used to walk like men. The women used to be like jadot. They used to walk like men, which means they used to take big steps. And because of that, all the girls in that family used to lose their hymen, their virginity. It used to break before they used to get married. And even though they were virgins, it doesn't look good. But when there's no blood in the day of the wedding, people are going to accuse them of things and that. So they had this family. It started with this family. This family, what it used to do, they used to take the girls and they used to take these two what do we call them? Birit. You remember the Birit says? And they used to tie between them a small silver chain between them, between the two birits, so that they're not going to be able to take wide steps. So they will take small steps to limit them so that they will not break the hymen. But you know how it starts, fashion. Once it started, and this family started, and the girls, everybody used to make fun of them, and used to make zero. So the mother was smart. So what did she do? She made the chain between the two things fancy and nice. So then it became fashion. Or everybody wanted to wear them. So all the girls wanted it. So that's exactly what happened. Yeah, it started because of
limitation of
it started because of a tool, and it ended almost like a tachshit. So that's the case. Okay, let's see. בירים שיש להם שלשלת של כסף ושל מתכת אחרת, it had a rope between them of silver or another metal, המחברת את האצדעות שעל השוקיים. That used to do it, connect the legs. והיו הבתולות מתקשטות בהם, the virgin used to beautify themselves in those things, כדי לכבול את פסיעותיהם שלא לפסוע פסיעות גסות. They used to do it so that they're not going to take wide steps and then, like the story I told you.
Why didn't they put narrow skirts that they can walk like the city?
You can walk with the skirts. Yeah, and also narrow skirts. And also narrow skirt is not modest. It's too hugging.
כמו רב אשי, היה לו גלימה ארוכה, למה? שהוא לא ירוץ לעבודה זרה. Okay.
It's the same over here. That's the way they used to do it. So it says, I don't know, Tmeim, it is impure. Again, they receive Tuma. The Sharshiraot. Why? Because then they weren't made originally for beauty. They have a purpose. They are used for the person. לפי שתשמישם לאדם. In other words, it's a use for the person. It's not a use for jewelry. You made it nice, okay, I understand, but I don't care. It is still. It's like somebody broke his hand and he put geves and they made it nice. It's like, I don't care that if you made it. It's beautiful. It's not. Don't tell me it's jewelry. It's not a jewelry. It's a tool. Same thing over here. And therefore, because it's not jewelry, it is a tool, and yotzim behem b'Shabbat. Therefore, you will not be allowed to go with them on Shabbat. Again, why? Over here, you worried that the girls are going to walk around and show, hey, I like your thing, I like your thing. גזיר השם התורית אשר שלאות להראות לחברותיו ותביאן 400 ברשות הרבים.
But you have to do the shukayim. She's going to show a shock.
No, she just unhooks it over here. Over here, it's completely up over there. Also, I think probably, I'm not 100% sure, I think that the difference was that one was here and one was here. I think for the girls it was here, because over here it's not going to help. You can make the step. So you would put it over here where the steps, you can't make...
You can make those steps.
I don't have the... Yeah.
You didn't show it.
I didn't show it as there. But that's the idea. In other words, I think for the girls it was lower down on the legs so that it will prevent them to make big steps. For the women we talked about before, it was higher up on the legs.
So if it's kli, it מקבל טומאה, אבל if it's a malbush also it מקבל טומאה, לא?
We'll discuss.
לא, אבל פה, it does מקבל טומאה, השרשרת הזאת. This chain.
Yeah, it is מקבל טומאה. It does. Why? Because everything that is used for the person, every vessel that is belong to the person, has a use for the person, receives tuma. We're going to learn about impurity. When we get to purity and impurity, we'll deal with them.
Okay.
Yeah. But the idea here, it is a tool. In other words, it's just like the ring. It's just like the ring. Okay. The ring of the stamp, not the regular ring.
Yeah, it's like the tefillot for the men. It's to not fall into this.
It's a tool. It's like a needle with a hole. That's the way we look at it. It's a tool. I know it's also nice, but it doesn't matter. It's a tool. It's a nice tool. That's all it is.